Alright, guys. We've got here on the top right side of the map. It's the Wardi Mondays 31, week 31 grand finals. Clem in the bottom left side for Team Liquid. Hero in the top right. Hero right now, guys. He got a team recently, didn't he? Didn't he sign up with a big one? Oh, geez. It was one of the Twisted Minds, right? So he's actually representing Twisted Minds now. Is Hero one of those big teams? I think they're a Saudi team, Twisted Minds. I had Classic as well on them previously, so Hero, of course, one of those players is a favorite for the top 4. Who knows, man? I mean, I really feel like with Hero's form recently, he absolutely could win a big championship. Winning Esports World Cup would be kind of crazy, but it's possible. You never know what you're going to get with Hero, of course. He's a bit of a wild dog player, and he's gone gate gas. It's much better usually to go gas first if you're not planning on scouting, but Hero just doing his own thing, gets a little bit of extra minerals here. He's even speed mining a bit. Okay, interesting. It's so funny, guys. We talked to Cyril the other day, and I asked him about, like, oh, the speed mining's become standard now. People shift-clicking workers to speed them up. And that was so crazy. Even Cyril was just like, he's like, mate, not many people do that. He's like, only Clem and MaxPax. He's like, dude, if it ever gets to the point where I have to do that to win, like, oh, I'm too behind if I don't shift-click my workers at the start of the game, he's like, I might retire. And I just was like, this is so funny, because that's the sort of stuff I complain about. It's like, I don't want to... This is too sweaty, man. To hear the greatest player of world time talk about how MaxPax and Clem always shift-clicking their workers at the start to, like, give them 3% extra mining speed is too sweaty was incredible. I was like, this is amazing. This is, I'm like, Cyril, you're one of us, man. You're one of us. Greatest player of all time thinks that's too sweaty. I'm like, that's beautiful. He wasn't doing too much. I don't know if Clem's even been continuing to do it that much either. Yeah, he's definitely not at this stage, because you'd only do it in the first 2 minutes anyway. I could check in the next game. We check in the next game and see if he does it. So here we go. Factory goes down. It is going to be a Reaper scouting. Factory on the low ground. The map is Tokamak, by the way, guys. Tokamak, a design for a fusion, a nuclear reactor, right? Did I say fusion? Isn't fusion the thing we haven't figured? Fission is what, like, a standard nuclear generator is, right? Maybe a fission generator? I don't know. Tokamak generator? I always get fission and fusion confused. I'm not good with science, guys. I'm good with video games, not much else. Something you realize in gaming very quickly is there's a lot of people, you know, very good at games, often lacking in other areas. Gateway does go down. Oh, it is fusion. It's a fusion generator. Okay, so it's not something they've, like, fully figured out yet. It's not like something that's being used to produce power actively, since fusion has been used to create power, but I believe it was a massive net loss compared to the power they needed to make the reaction, right? Like, I don't think they've actually got, like, a positive in a practical test, right, yet from a fusion reactor. We don't have a stable fusion reactor, says chat. Yeah, they've done tests where they're like, we made energy with it, but it cost us way more, or it was really unstable, or whatever the thing is. Yeah. All right, third Nexus goes down. What is this? Guys, what are we looking at right now? What is this? What is this? Okay, so he's scouted a third command center out of Clem, and he's like, oh, you're going to turtle because my hallucination sees everything? Drops a third Nexus and goes charge instead of blink. Oh, my lord, because he knows there's no starport. So the only scary push is going to be just like a big chunk of Marines and tanks. Now, Hero follows that up with the Sentry move in. So this is actually a really smart mind game, guys. You guys might not understand it. It's kind of hard. I'm trying to think of how I can break it down in words which you guys, small brains, will understand. Basically, Hero's asserting dominance. So he used his Sentry to scout, and then he threw it away. I think, essentially, I did actually, and this might be part of it, I was asking Hero what his soundtrack was while he plays recently, and he said, I like the old classics. And I went, oh, cool, old classics? Like, are we talking classical music, like 80s rock? What are we talking about? He said Lonely Island's original albums. And I was like, what? And then he's like, yeah, my favorite song is Threw It on the Ground. He's like, I think that's like the greatest song ever. And I was like, that's a really weird song to listen to when you play StarCraft, hero. But I think I understand a little bit more now as he walks a sentry across the map and throws it on the ground of the Terran's natural to say, you know, I'm an adult. I'm not a part of your system. Like, that's the sort of, like, I can imagine the expression on Andy Sandberg's face as that sentry gets thrown into that natural. Cyclone Marine in the main base. Does block the Phoenix, but it still sees everything it needs to, which is, yep, you're playing Bio, you're chilling at home for now. And Hero. I would have loved to see him go double Forge Mass Zealot off this start. I think even Clem wouldn't be able to micro his way out of trouble against that. Even as it is, Hero, I think, has played this pretty darn well, using that sentry information fantastically. No, he definitely told me that about Lonely Island, guys. Korean man, Hero, Yun Ho Jo, I think is his name. He loves Lonely Island, favorite song. Remember, everything I say in my videos and casts is always 100% true. I've never been sarcastic in my life. I think sarcasm is stupid. Don't, I don't believe in it. Oh my god, he waits for Clem to move out. He waits for Clem to move out. He takes out the Marauder. Forces the siege. He's gonna go for it. Wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Gets a tank, pulls back to the Guardian Shield, gets another Marauder and Marine. Stim finishes now, but dude, Clem is like, what do I do, man? Lives the third, tries to run back to his natural. Oh, golly. Dude, this feels like a proper NA ladder game. This is amazing. He's dropping Zealots on top of the ramp and warping it on the high ground. Hero with the 8-gate +1 Zealot. And look, he's going to force field him out of his ramp. Watch this, watch this, watch this. He says, oh, I'm sorry. This is my house now, Terran player. It's my house now. Dude, I can imagine that Clem right now feels a little bit like Artosis playing TVP in Brood War. I can imagine there are some thoughts running through his head, some words which we're not allowed to repeat here without getting demonetized. And Hero smashing game one with the hallucinated Phoenix, throws the sentry away for the lulz, and then wrecks him with the Zealots when he tries to move out. All right, guys. We got Hero at the bottom right side of the map. Clem in the top left side. And Clem, I don't think he's going to be going third command center after that game. I think he's going to go back to double gas. We're going to do a double gas again. Gateway here to wall off the ledge. Gas goes up there. We did have a whole chat there, guys. Turns out the sun is all fusion. Nukes do a bit of fission, but the thermonuclear ones can do fission and fission and fusion reactions. We're going fishing, boys. Jeez, I've said it too many times, and now it's screwed up in my head. Yeah. But yeah, essentially, so if you guys want to understand what fusion is, we just explained for the stream. Basically, the sun has a lot of toy hydrogen atoms, and what it does is it smashes them together like a child smashing monster trucks together. And when they smash together hard enough, it basically they combine to make like a lot of energy and like become like an even different atom. And then there's like a big fusion boom boom. So essentially what happens is it's like when Power Rangers combine to fight the bad guy, and they have to like all join forces. So like one hydrogen atom becomes the legs, one becomes the arm with the sword, and then it just creates like all this energy and stuff. I'm imagining out of like the laser attached to its head or in its like laser gun hand. And that's basically where fusion energy comes from, which is the sun. The sun is essentially a big giant fusion reactor that's creating and powering all life and giving us all the energy we need to survive here on Earth. So hopefully that explains things for the, you know, I know a lot of you guys are scientifically illiterate, and since I am officially very knowledgeable about the world and natural systems and how it works, I just wanted to make sure I, you know, use my platform to educate people as much as possible. Next week we're going to be branching out. Pigcast is going to become a little bit more just diversified in our content. So we're going to have a podcast with Terrence Howard to explain the nature of the universe, as well as how StarCraft fits into his theory of everything next week. So looking forward to that. Finally get to expand our brains a little bit. Should be a good time. Battery goes up on the natural and the Twilight Council. Double Marine production, Hellions on the way, Starport coming in as well. Pretty good placement for Clem. Stalkers could still blink here and then kind of make their way around the bottom, but yeah, usually not the scariest. Interesting that there's such an early battery, right, guys? I mean, you've scouted. It is actually a reasonably well-timed command center. I guess we just want to be safe in case there is multiple Reapers, and generally a good idea with a sentry. Should be filling that up with energy and going for a hallucination soon. He's got 75 energy. There we go. Just going to send that one forwards. Blink is not crazy fast, but it's good to go blink after opening up with a metagame charge opening in game 1. Yeah. Twitch chat's asking me, yeah, with the command center, what's it made out of? It's made out of iron, guys. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Terran build order. There's a reason it's called the 1-Rax FE. FE stands for Fast Expand. It's the most standard build order. In this case, it's a 1-Rax Marine FE with the Hellion for the scouting unit. But remember, if you look at the periodic element of tables, FE is iron. Fast Expand, FE. This is not a coincidence, guys. If you guys actually open your eyes to the patterns in front of you, you'd learn a lot more about the universe. Blink is on the way. Stalker's going up north. Will they see this drop? Now, if you get a hallucination to track this, you can really shut it down, but I think Hero's happy for this to enter his base. He's built 2 shield batteries. He's playing so safe. He's kind of letting Clem overcommit here. Clem does have a boost available. Oh, the Widow Mines. What are we doing with the Widow Mines, you mad dog? This has got to be the most drunk man hold I have ever seen in my life. He builds 2 shield batteries, 3 stalkers, a sentry, and an adept, and he still pulls probes into the Widow Mine for no reason. If he targeted the Widow Mine with the stalkers and sentries, that would have made sense because he could have killed it before it finished burrowing, but that was nonsense. That was the silliest hold I've ever seen. Just handed Clem some damage on a platter. Not sure what Hero was thinking. Now he's moved out of his base. Blink is ready. He's going across the map to form a bit of pressure. He wants to use hallucinations for high ground vision so he can blink in. This allows you to hit a faster blink timing than if you wait for the robo. Stalker's getting some damage. Blink is ready. Oh, I think that's a dead drop, guys. That's good damage. Very good damage for Hero. Does slow down him pressuring, though. Did we just see an adept die? No, I think it was this hallucination that just ran in and died. Raven's going to go down south, harass the third base. Equal workers right now, so I mean, it's fine for Clem if he doesn't take damage, but it's a bit of a long shot not taking damage with how this game's opened up. Tank's going to inch forward. SCV tries to repair. He realizes, okay, we lose attack lab, that's fine, we can rebuild it. Does attack his own factory for a moment there, but quickly hits the stop button. Auto turret comes in, gets himself 2 probes. Shield battery now finished. It's so weird whenever Hero builds shield batteries, I always feel uncomfortable because it's just such not a Hero's playstyle to just build static D. But he's lost a lot more units than I really think he should have in this early game. 6 probes, 1 adept, 1 stalker. Then again, it's not been cheap for Clem either. Clem's third command center is going to start. So he cuts bioproduction to start the third CC. Stalkers want to catch that Raven on the way home. Oh, I love this. What's it like, 9-10 stalker shots to kill a Raven? Let's find out. Oh, Clem though is so quick. Who notices that? Who notices that, guys? Who? Weirdo. You absolute weirdo, Clem. You're meant to lose that Raven there. No one's watching the Raven retreating on the left side of the map right at that moment. That's insane. Pig, were you the announcer for LCK? No, I was not. LCK. League of Legends? I sit in my own little StarCraft corner. Ooh, dude, I love these Stalker placements. Like, Clem's so quick. He's always watching. 4th Nexus going down. I mean, Hero's playing flexible here. It doesn't feel like he's overcommitting to anything. It's just his tech's very late. So no splash damage. I feel like... yeah, Hero needs to just mass Zealots right now. Is Hero just, like, what can he do to stop? He needs really good force fields. But if, like, the Raven lands a nice anti-armor missile or something, this could go terrible for him. Third command center is floating out for Clem. He's on 54 workers. Good Marauder snipe there. Baits a stim out of the enemy Marauders as well. Clem up 13, 14 supply right now. Stalker's trying to pull back. Observer is building. I like the choice to build an Observer. Not a lot of people would do that here, but I think vision of where he moves to is so important. He's ready to flank with the Zealots. Should be non-stop Zealot warp-ins here for Hero. Clem chases the Stalker away, but Clem's being a little cautious here. And I think justifiably so. He doesn't know exactly what's going on. So it's always hard to read where the Protoss is at. A Colossus on the way, a Storm ready. He scans and sees Zealots, but he only sees half the army. I love the way Hero keeps his army split here. When you're playing heavy observer, it's heavy zealot, it's so important to engage like this. Dodges the anti-armor missile for the most part. He's going to go for it. Zealot's coming from the behind. One tank goes down. Widow Mines do some pretty good damage. Oh, very good damage there, dude. Those Widow Mine hits were big. Beautiful pullback to the Widow Mine tank. Great fighting retreat for Clem. And he wrecks that army. I think those Zealots attacking around the corner were a little bit too slow, and Hero just wasn't able to spread because he'd lost the Observer. Wasn't able to focus down any of the Widow Mines. Often you can target a few of the mines down before they even shoot, but with no Observer, that one came in a little bit too late. And he's going to lose his 4th base and will lose the 2nd game. I think Hero had a pretty good start, but I think when you go for this Hallucinated Sentry opening, which he doesn't use very much, but it looks like he's swapping to it now. Him and MaxPax, I was kind of criticizing for not using this build earlier, because below the very top level, Hallucinated Phoenix spam has been such a good opening for such a long time, but it looks like he started doing it. He didn't track the drop though, and that's really what makes the Hallucination opening OP, is if you follow their drop with the Hallucinated Phoenix, they just can't surprise you. So Hero did lose 4 probes there, a few more probes in his 3rd earlier. I think these little bits of damage, when you're committing to multiple shield batteries, when you're meant to be playing ultra safe, are very problematic. So one of the kind of rules is if you're playing a bit greedy, very light on units, you can afford a few probe losses. But if you're investing in tons of static defense, tons of safety, and then you're still taking economic losses, that's where things get frustrating. And that's why we are seeing him fall behind in this game. Clem 165, Hero 118 supply, Zealot Sentry pulling back, Stalkers as well, Colossus is there. 2nd eBay Armory in the backside. Clem just taking his time. Oh, he's got to be careful. There's a Sentry there. He could get trapped. Oh, my lord. Okay, doesn't get force fielded. Hero tries to come in. Zealot Stalker. But look, even reinforcements up north doing okay. And the Marauders. He control clicks the Marauders forward in 2 shots the Colossus. Welcome to Terran Town. Hero has to tap out. Tied up 1-1 in this finals. All right. Hero in the top right side of Torches. Clem in the bottom right side. A little sloppy on the early defense there for Hero, but let's see. Does he go Phoenix every game? Because I'd love to see the Hallucinated Phoenix every game. I mean, you could just go regular Phoenix this game. You know what's really cool, guys? If what you do, I've got a super 300 IQ plan. This is really stupid, but kind of smart. What you do is you play Hallucinated Sentry, Hallucinated Phoenix Scout, like 3 out of 4 games, right? 4 out of 5, something like that. Some high percentage. But here's the detail. Yeah, this is actually crazy. I can show my camera just for the early game. I'll turn it off in a sec. You always micro the Phoenix hallucination so it doesn't get damaged. Your first hallucinated Phoenix, you never let it get touched, even by a single Marine. Because the moment a pro gamer sees the Marine hit it, they see it does double damage, not a real Phoenix. That's a hallucination. But because you never let it get hit, you just get your real conservative, and then 1 game out of every 4 or 5, you go Stargate actual Phoenix instead of Sentry hallucination. And you also don't let it get hit, so they think it's a hallucination. And you scout like a Starport, and you think, oh, they're going to get medevac. You send it home, and then they come in with the drop, and there's 3 Phoenix, and you kill the drop. 300 IQ, right? You guys let me know what you think. Am I drunk, or am I onto something? This may be predicated on a Reaper not running in and just seeing that there's a Sentry there, or no Sentry there. I don't know. I think it's a smart idea, maybe. In a certain situation where you know your opponent's not going to go Reaper first. I think it could be good. My chat's dead silent right now for those watching on YouTube. I'm hoping you guys have more thoughts. I am streaming a lot later today than normal because I'm getting my sleep schedule ready for Pigfest. So the audience that's remaining tonight is drunk. I've had 3 people in the last half an hour just go, I'm drunk, hello, pig. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Okay, that's why. All right, sorry, guys. I'm trying to theorycraft StarCraft, and my live audience is just drunk dudes. All right, no worries. It happens. Oh, the Europeans are starting to wake up, actually. I'm streaming so late that the Europeans are actually waking up and tuning in as well, which is nice. Yeah, we've only got 2 days until the tournament starts, so unlike last one where I felt like my first day or 2, I was not the best energy level. And it was only by the end of the tournament where I was fully adjusted to the sleep schedule for Pigfest. And I felt like I was really vibing and having fun, doing good commentary, doing good observing. So I really wanted to adjust my sleep schedule a bit earlier this time, make sure we put on the best show that we possibly can. This urges me to watch the Day 9 Mind Games video. The Day 9 Mind Games video is a classic. The Day 9's Mind Games video, I believe it was from The 2012 World Championship, the one which Parting won. And it's Day 9 theory crafting. Builds that are so stupid, they're kind of genius. But not really, because they're so stupid. But while he was clearly delirious probably 10 hours into a broadcast, the old days were when there was technical issues, they would just leave the camera on the commentators for like 3 hours and just tell you to fill time. And you're like, guys, I think we should probably just put on a graphic and say, sorry, technical issues, be back soon. They're like, no, we think you guys need to earn your keep as commentators. You guys can talk for the next 3, maybe 4 hours on camera with no breaks and no content, no graphics, nothing, right? And that's actually why the best practice for live broadcasting is esports events. Because it's a amplified gravity chamber of stupidity. Speaking of Phoenix catching drops, guys, can he catch it? Don't want to take that Widowmine hit. Oh, Hero takes the Widowmine to the chin. And the drop gets away. I think Clem's very happy to escape here. He denied the third. He escapes with his medevac, only loses a Widowmine. I think he's very happy with this. This could have been much worse. Oh, he's building a Viking. You know what I'm looking for, guys? Clem may be tempted in this scenario to put the starport on the reactor. But he's not, because he's playing Hero. Hero is not going Phoenix Colossus. He doesn't know this. He doesn't know that these gases are missing. He's going to play Zealot Phoenix is Hero. Where if you push into that, you go reacted starport Viking right now, you're going to be dead. He's thrown a game, has Clem, against Hero on El Dorado. Similar map layout to this one, but from the ladder pool. So I think Clem learnt his lesson about doing Viking tank pushes against a guy who you think is playing Phoenix Colossus, because Hero's crazy and he might be playing Master Zealot after the Phoenix opening. Gets an SCV, but good damage on those Phoenix. I think Clem's okay with that, and he's going to try and chase him down. Cyclone Viking moves out. The Phoenix see it. They should be able to keep the distance. Well, he stacks up for a second there, a little dangerous. If he went for the Cyclone, though, it would have been a problem, as there was Viking Marine behind it. Third Nexus now coming up, +1 on the way, charge as well. The question for me is, how much does Hero commit? Because he's very late on his 3rd and 4th gateway, which is sometimes he does end up in trouble against those early pushes. But since it's not an early push, I think this is perfect. Like, slowly add your gateway count up to 8. He's not probing right now, which I do find a little bizarre. Only building 2 probes. There we go. Probe production starts. Does chrono it as well. Slight gap in the probes, but he quickly corrects it. Now, on this map, I wonder if it's worth building the turret on the edge of your base. There and down here. And then covering, like, the middle access points just with your bio. Nah, you probably don't want to leave your mineral line open. Otherwise, they could swoop in and kill 10, 12 workers once your army moves out. 3 more gateways coming in. Air weapons! Okay, guys, Hero's drunk. I always love to see it. It's not just my audience that's drunk, Hero as well. He wants his Phoenix to do more damage. Is this ever worth it on 1 Stargate? I mean, if he's planning to build up to 10 Phoenix, maybe. 10, 12 Phoenix, it's kind of worth it. It's just, you know, it's a very long-term investment, and most players would just go Storm or Colossus here instead. +1 attacks finished, so he's got the upgrades to transition into Colossus. Normally you go armor with Zealot Phoenix on the Zealots, but he's gone attack first, which is the wrong upgrade for most people. But he's thinking, I just want to kill stuff. That's pretty much the only thought Hero ever has when he's playing StarCraft. Don't know the last time I saw a Hero hedge his bets. Bio army on the front. Clem's got to be real cautious. I think he sees the Zealots, he picks up the tank and boosts away, funnily enough. He's just like, God, get home, get home, get home. Oh, God. And his medevac's very exposed. But he's got Widow Mines. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Widow Mines protect. If he tries to go in that main, there's a turret there as well. So good pullback for Clem. When you see Mass Zealot like that, you want to run home. Because you can get jumped on by Zealot Phoenix. And you got to be really careful. Now, the problem Hero often has in these scenarios is he F2s. He grabs his whole army and just attacks up a ramp front on. What he really needs to do is wait for the third to come out. Wait for the army to move in the open. And then attack with half your army from here, half the army from the north. But notice the way he's way too obvious because he doesn't control group his ground army separate from his Phoenix. And he attacks from one side up a ramp again. He does get some good pickups on the Marines, though. It might work out. Widow Mines doing some good hits on the Zealots, though. And attacking onto a ramp, one directionally against the bio. I've seen him do this exact same thing on so many maps against Clem recently. Like, it's so dangerous for Clem to take his third right there. If you hit him from 2 sides, Clem legitimately gets wrecked. But attacking from one direction, I think it's a big mistake he's made far too many times, Hero. It does punish him once again. Trying to do the old in and out with these Phoenix Zealot. We'll at least grab a few of the Widow Mines up front. Let's take another Widow Mine shot into the Phoenix, though. Fourth Nexus, he's going to take the gold base up front. That is an absolutely wild choice. That base is not just exposed, guys. That's a man with his pants down in your living room. You've never seen him before. You wake up, you come out to get your breakfast. You blink twice, rub your eyes, and go, is this a naked stranger in my living room? That's essentially what that Nexus is. You know, there's not being safe with, like, oh, my phone got hacked and photos got taken of my genitals or something, you know. Okay, kind of understandable. Pickies got leaked, maybe, that you were sending on a dating website or something. I don't know. This gold Nexus is just like, what did you think was going to happen? There's no way you hold that unless you are jumping on top of the Terran army. I'd love to see Zealots down here ready to counter the natural when he sees the Terran move out. But once again, very one-directional for Hero. Still no armor upgrades. He's got +2 attack on these Zealots, but you're not going to land any attacks attacking from one side. Pops a Guardian Shield. Clem very cautiously moving forward. He's got a good big bio army. 1/1 upgrades are there. Here we go. Bio moving to the right side. Oh, he's behind the gold. Very nicely done here. Very nicely done. Bracket command chat. Same as every week, guys. Oh, it's Patches. How you doing, mate? All right, Phoenix Zealot trying to pull back there. The bio lib. Sieging up. Clem's almost maxed on bio. Zealots are terrible against this. Once the first 2 Colossus come out, Hero can win this. But he should be making armor right now, and he needs these Colossus here yesterday. He does not need to fight to defend the gold base. You can lose the gold as long as you don't engage right now as Hero until you get a better situation. He tries to send some Zealots through. Wanted to splash the Widow Mines with the Zealots, but oh, he does take a Widow Mine back over the top of his army. First Colossus arrives, second one as well. Third and fourth are on the way. Fourth Nexus survived. Because of the way he rotated his army, Clem had to come back to protect his Widow Mines, Libs, and single tank. Clem has got a 4th command center coming in. But where's the second eBay? Where's the armory? They're up. They're not upgrading, though. Fire still holding position. I think he realizes that Hero doesn't want to fight, but maybe going to drop at the wrong time for Clem? Well, it pays off. He scares him away, and this triple drop of pure Marine, which are going to be much worse against the Colossus now. But amazing at killing probes. They're good at killing Zealots as well, so any quick Zealot warping ain't going to do well against this. Oh my golly. Oh my golly. Can he defend at home, though? Tank gets taken out, as do any Liberators there. Colossus, Zealot doing what they can. And a 3rd and 4th Colossus coming to the front. Hero says, give up me base. Let's go base trade style, but he's down 25 army supply, and if Clem can pull back and deal with this, he may be okay. He's only got 3 Vikings against a pack of Phoenix and 4 Colossus. Oh, he comes down, lands an EMP, but I don't know, dude. He's got to try to separate the army. He wants to kill the Zealots and the Phoenix and then deal with the Colossus on their own. Oh, he walks into Colossus beams. He cannot fight in these chokes. You got to let these buildings die, as Clem here. And he is doing a good job of separating the Protoss army as best he can. Marines are now on top of the double Robo. I think some Disruptors did not quite pop, so the Robos will go down. A few Stalker Zealot sentries warping in over there. Hero does not try to defend any of his bases. Hero is a one-track mind right now. He only thinks about one thing, and it's disgusting. That is killing Terran players. He is shoving it right now. The Colossus, one of them will go down. He's going to jump on top his Clem, but man, he's getting roasted by these Colossus beams. Not much supporting army, though. And remember, those Marines are finding the last base of Hero. Clem is still mining on his main and natural a little bit. He's still pumping out some units. Can he hold on? The last Colossus finally goes down. The Stalkers blink away, and Clem holds on. Hero down to 69 supply. And he is going to have to tap out there. I think this is a huge tactical blunder in this game. And the reason I mentioned it is because it's the exact same thing that happened last time when it was the same matchup of builds. Where you're going for Mass Zealot. He even knows you're going Mass Zealot. So you don't have... Last time this happened, Clem didn't even know that there was Charge Zealots on the field. And he just grabbed his army and attacked before Clem even got down the ramp. And you can just see the way Hero uses his army. He just F2s it to the front, and then he just control clicks his Phoenix and moves them forward. It's just lazy. These guys, imagine if they're waiting down here, or half of them are at least, and then the rest rally over here. Like, you can lure him out into the open, and then when he starts trying to stim back, you sandwich from the side. Like, this army's so fragile. If you get on top of this, especially when you're going attack upgrade Zealots, it's all about surrounding it. If you attack from multiple sides, there's nowhere to run. All he can do is pick up, which with Phoenix there is very dangerous. But attacking from one direction, if you watch what the Zealots are doing in this fight, most of them are stuck behind each other, even when they're charge animating, trying to get in, and they can't quite connect with the army. So I just think this is a little bit too obvious. I think you're essentially going for a big trap here. Yes, you're taking a fourth. Yes, you're probing and going for a robo. But I just think you could be so much more clever about how you set up this fight. You can see these zealots clump terribly on the ramp and take monstrous Widowmine hits. And the Marines get to pull back in a ball where they're just completely protected. So not the right fight for Hero. And I think those sort of fights are ones which he traditionally messes up with Phoenix Zealot. If he makes his Phoenix Zealot fights a bit more correct and a bit more technical, I think this is such a scary opening from him. All right, guys, after a stellar start to the game, Hero now is down 1-2 going to Persephone. Clem, really reading Hero so well. What do we got, guys? This map does have a pillar, little pervert pillar, covers pretty much the whole access of the natural as well as the gases. So this is a map that does have a very good access with that. There's also one out front the base as well. So there are good overlord spots. We were just talking about that in Twitch chat. Gateway's going to go down here. I don't think you can jump up that area. I think it's just this one here. Even though that kind of looks like you can jump there, I think this is, you see these little bumpy things? They're actually like blocking you from jumping up. It's saying, hey, that's a no-go zone. So there's a gap in the fence there, essentially. Persephone's a kind of beautiful map. You got some trees on it and stuff. I think this is one of the prettier maps. Obviously very Protoss themed, but there's a little bit of grass around and stuff. Neither player scouting right now, so we can't see too much of it. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most colorful. It's very fall, as you Americans call it. Autumn, as we say. Themed. Got a nice river on the sides of it. I don't know if there's any birds or anything. I haven't noticed any birds. Oh, there's even a waterfall on the edge of the map. So it's kind of pretty. Oh, there's a campfire down there, guys. I can see a campfire. Oh yeah, there's a little Ewok party down there. We can probably see it better on the other side of the map, right? Yeah, you can just barely see. There's a couple of moopies, I believe they're technically called. Basically Ewoks sitting up there around a campfire across the river on the very edge of the map. Very cute. Nice little sight blocker there as well. Purdy. CV Scout's going to come over for Clem. He's gone for a 1-Rax expand, and he's going to go for quick factory, no Reaper this time. So it's factory into reactor into depot. Yep, tight build. Queued up one more SCV, then the depot. Fair call, fair call. Now with this build, you don't get many Marines out at the start, so you do usually need to build the bunker, unless you're happy to defend with the first Hellion and 3 Marines. And it is a big map. So maybe you are happy to do that. It's also Stalker first, as we can see. Stalker into Sentry. And this does appear to be, actually, this is a Nexus before Core. So Hero going for a nice economic opening. So I think Clem will be happy to skip the bunker, knowing that the Adept's going to be a bit later. No Hellion yet. He's going to go Starport first. Maybe into Widowmine first. Yeah, it needs 25 gas for a Widowmine. There you go. That's exactly what he's waiting for. Command Center is going to finish. Clem's so tight on his build. I love looking around because there's just, you look at things whenever they're finishing and just there, SCV just queued up 1 second before the other one finished. It is, look at that. He pulls the mule off because it was about to mine 25 minerals. Wouldn't have had time to return it and it would have died just there. So he says, nope, don't waste the 25 minerals off the base. Save it for the SCVs to actually return to that command center and let these minerals last a bit longer. Now, hot tip, guys, always drop your mules on these closer patches that have more minerals on them. And because it's closer, your mule gets to mine 1 extra trip than if you put it on a further away mineral. Pulling off is something very few players do. Only Clem and a few of the best Terrans. Not very high value. Very, very kind of just finicky thing. Hey, if you're super high APM, high level, high skill, you can do it. You do want to try and extend the minerals as long as possible, which is why you drop those mules that massively speed up the mining on the patches that have double the minerals. These guys start on 1800, and these further away ones only start on 900. So if you don't drop any mules on them, these other ones should mine out at about 8.5 minutes, and that's when you want to drop your miners on the main down from 16 to 8 workers. Don't wait for this number to change. This is a mistake that I've been actually chiding a lot of pro gamers, especially the younger ones who weren't very good back in the early days of Legacy of the Void when we figured this stuff out, and they haven't really learned from the systems. They've kind of just learned from watching and figuring things out on their own. It's kind of funny telling like Max Pax and Clem and a few guys about this. I'm like I've noticed you guys randomly seem to pull workers at different timings from your main, and a lot of the older pro gamers were a little bit more set in our ways, figuring out little optimizations, whereas they're a bit more intuitive. And they are 10 times the players that we ever were. Widowmine gets burrowed up there. Oh my gosh! Hero with the last second split. Oh my golly. Give me a heart attack, Hero. Oh gosh. He stacks his probes like mad. Dude, he really likes attacking Widow Mines with probes today, doesn't he? Forward gateway coming up for Hero. Hero's got charge once again, guys. So notice he's made a bunch of Stalkers and Sentries to make it look like a normal build. He's about to get Raven harassed. And he's also going to get this medevac. Now, that's funny that units can kind of go off the edge of this map. You couldn't quite see that Raven when it was on the very edge, when it goes up on the high ground there. But look at this. Here come the Stalkers. He's like, oh, look, I'm just doing blink harassment. Notice how he hasn't blinked yet, Clem. Notice how he hasn't blinked yet. Oh, golly. 6 more gateways coming in. Charge is finishing. Hero's economy is going to take a hit. But Clem, if he doesn't realize he's being all-in, he'll be in big trouble. And he's thinking, oh, there might be 4-gate blink. He's only built 1 tank. I mean, he needs tanks on the high ground, to be fair. He needs to put his tank here, he needs to build bunkers, and he needs to wall off this area so that his bio can defend with the SCVs holding the mineral line. But oh no, he doesn't realize Zealot's coming in, Guardian Shield as well. The Stalkers are going to take out the siege tank. The SCVs weren't able to block in time, and that is nasty. Force field on the ramp as well. The Marines trying to run home with the drop, but dude, so much damage coming in. And remember, he's up to 8 gateways now. 8 gateways transformed, warping in these Zealots like mad. He hallucinates a Colossus just to give him a little bit of high ground vision, and Zealots are so good against SCVs. Hero does need to shift-click those SCVs a little bit with the Zealots, because otherwise they won't get targeted. The SCVs, you can tell, trying to block any way they can, but Clem just not able to get the numbers to defend. And Zealots, once they make the game messy, they do very, very well. Stalker will take care of those last 2 Marines. And Clem is like, oh, what the hell, man? And Hero is literally doing Platinum League build orders modified to the pro level. Like, I always talk about, like, the Platinum League killer build is just making some sort, like, normally it's like 2 bases and 6 to 8 gateways, a prism and charge, and the prism goes in the main and just warps in 8 zealots while like 10 attack the front, and almost every Terran dies to this, even in low GM. It's a sick Platinum League build. I love that Hero is beating the world champion with this. Hats off to you, Hero. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Platinum League builds are giving us a game 5 today. Hero in the bottom left side of the map, Clem in the top right. And we're going to be deciding it on ley lines, the overgrowth of 2025, the map that is so standard. It is the only map from ladder that I've included in Pigfest 6. I'm like, this map is so inoffensive, it never gets vetoed, it feels pretty fair in all matchups, even though it has different strengths and weaknesses at different stages of the game for each race. It's just a good map. It's a good map. Who made this? We've got matchmakers in the chat, so they'll actually know, because they know the map makers that make every map. I'm trying to remember who made this. I feel like it's like, it's not Tim A, is it? I can't remember who made this one. Might have been Killer Smile. Ah, it's Killer Smile. Colbay says me. Don't lie, Colbay. Look at the random guy in the chat tries to take credit. I love it. This is like the Twitch chat thing. There's always one guy's like, oh, God made it. No, I mean, it was Keanu Reeves. You're just like, what? What do you say? They're just like any nonsense they think they can get away with. There's always one guy in chat who's making stuff up. Always, always, always. Good times, good times. All right, what do we got, guys? A couple workers on gas there, sending a probe for a scout. Pretty standard opening. Once again, Clem's not going double gas, which is interesting. So it seems like Clem's maybe a bit over the double gas right now, not feeling as confident with it. Killer Smile, making such a fantastic map here with ley lines that he might have got a bit too big for his own britches, guys. Most recent map was called Killer's Mile. That's right. The map maker called Killer Smile, who made this map, made a map called Killer's Mile. We're like, that's just your name with the letters moved around slightly, bro. And he's like, yep. That's like if I made a map and it was just called Jip. They're like, that's just pig backwards, man. Well, not even that. Even that would be too different. It would just be, it's Pig A or something. I don't know. It's pig with 2 G's. It's Pigagig. Reaper Expand coming out for Clem. He does have CV Scout. He's worried about getting proxy gated or something, but he sees a pretty standard Nexus timing. He knows he's chill. Oh, this isn't live, guys. We're casting this. Well, I'm live on stream as I commentate it, but the best games of StarCraft every Saturday my time, Friday evening if you're in North America, very late Friday evening. Today even Friday morning if you're Saturday morning if you're in Europe. And whenever you see that best games in the title, you know that these have been vetted to either be shocking results, surprising results, exciting results, or just, you know, just good top-level players having a bit of a smackdown. You know, when you watch a live tournament, every 2 out of 3 series are, you know, kind of one-sided bops. It's still interesting, but it's not the same, right? And the whole point of watching either the best games of StarCraft on my Twitch or tuning into my YouTube is only the more entertaining series. The more notable ones end up finding their way there. You know, purposely selecting the more fun stuff. Hey, good harassment from the Adept. I like this for Hero. He's got Blink on the way. Hellion coming in, denying a bit of mining, but the command center does get up. Reaper's going to have to back away. I think we're going to see a Robo go down. I kind of wish Hero would mix in a little bit more 2-gate Blink into quick third base. So I truly feel like Hallucinated Phoenix into third is just the best way to open up with Blink at the moment, because you can just afford to delay the Robo. You can use Hallucination to spot the high ground. You don't really need a Prism on the front. Bunch of things going on. All right, Saber left the game, guys. Sabertooth got nerfed, I guess. Adept goes down. Stalkers, oh, would have been sick if he caught that Reaper, but not quite. Clem's reaction speed is too fast. Raven coming in, 2 Marines building factory there, and a second barracks. Robo did go down. Yeah, Hero's playing about as generic as they come. Just 3-gate Blink. He's missing probes right now. I don't like missing probes this early. That's almost always a feature of Hero's play, though, is whenever he's throwing down production buildings, usually like just delays a few seconds of worker production just to get those started as soon as possible. You compare that to a guy like Showtime. Showtime almost never breaks worker production. You know, he's like, no, like I need this work account, this rate to grow. But Hero, of course, you know, he's tight on those building timings, and he's got so many lethal moves he can throw at you. I think it matches his playstyle really well. Oh no! The Reaper gets in. Oh! Oh, Gary the Probe! Oh my god, give him a medal. That guy just killed a Reaper. How many probes do you know have ever killed a Reaper, guys? That's crazy. Raven's gonna come in the back door. Oh, Observer's sieged up there. I don't know why that Observer's sieged up. He's gonna focus the Observer. He gets it! Oh, Clem focuses the Observer and gets a probe. That was super worth. Oh, that was cool. Why was there an Observer there, guys? Does anyone know? Like... was he expecting Banshee or something? It's so weird having an Observer there. I feel like it's just a Hero misclick, right? I don't know why otherwise. 4th gas and 2 batteries. What is this? Oh, Hero's doing 3-gate Blink, but he's playing it like a 4-gate Blink. But there's already 2 bunkers and 2 tanks. Oh no, Hero. Oh, this is not the play. Oh no, this is really not the play. The Raven even went home. I'm not liking this shield battery obsession Hero's having, guys. It doesn't match his playstyle at all. I mean, these 2 tanks are going to easily deflect the main base. You do not want to blink in and then run around buildings to try to get there. It's a lot of Stalkers, but if he lands that barracks up there or the factory to block, yeah, you ain't getting nothing done. There's no third base. Hero is falling violently behind right now. He's doing a 3-gate Blink, but he's committing like it's an all-in. This is crazy. Hero's drunk right now. Oh my lord, he blinks in and goes for the bunkers. There's a tank there. Oh no. 2 Stalkers already going down. Damage across a few others as well. Bio's here, man. Stalker blinks in, but dude, I mean, you can blink and take out the tank, but at what cost? Hero clicks with his important thing and sacrifices 6 more Stalkers for a tank and a Marine. I mean, this is not a 4-gate Blink. He doesn't have the Warpins to overwhelm. Stim's almost here. There's already so much Marine Marauder. He's hitting so late in this game. Clem is all over it. He is well defended. I really want to see more of these 3-gate and 4-gate Blink attacks on Last Fantasy. But Leylines is a map where Clem always has this wall off on lockdown. And Hero just... wow. I mean, what a fun series up till this game. Sorry, guys. Bit of a one-sided final game. It was just a really late 3-gate he did with 0 information because he never built a sentry. Lost his Observer. He just didn't know what he was going into, and Clem was not just prepared. Clem was crazy prepared for this. Clem was playing super safe. 2 tanks, full wall off in the main, 2 bunkers on the natural, 3rd tank came down and sieged up. I mean, this is just... Clem had everything he needed to shut down a Blink attack, and I think Hero was kind of banking on Clem being a little bit greedy. I think is the best explanation. He's like, yeah, you don't want to just play super safe in Game 5, because I've mixed in some greed in this series. I haven't really done much Blink aggression. You're not going to expect it. I think the last thing he expected here, this is what happens sometimes when you just randomly bluff in a poker game. You're like, oh, I really thought he would buy that. And you're like, well, he had the nuts, man. Like, what do you know, you weren't, like, you thought this would be surprising. It'll be hard for him to predict this. He didn't think about what, I don't know, like Clem's just like, I just play safe 90% of the time against 4-gate blink because I've played you in max packs 1,000 times. Like, that's just the standard way he plays, man. He didn't, this was not particularly peculiar what Clem did in this match. I love the Storm. Unfortunately, he has 0 actual combat units, guys. We're watching a man try and storm a siege tank to death. Let's manage to take it out somehow. 2 Stalkers, 4 High Templar. Disaster. Doesn't even have charge, guys. Prism goes down. High Templar getting jumped on. Hero has to tap out. Clem monster moding that game. GG. Well played.